Hello, 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 collective. Welcome to Carmaboo Tarot. For those of you who are new, my name is Carmen. I am an intuitive tarot reader. I do use tarot cards, runes, numbers, letters, crystals, and colorful language. If any of that offends you, feel free to hard left this video. For those of you who are staying, we're going to get the lunar eclipse, full moon, in Libra read for March 25th, you guys. Okay, so the energies that come with the lunar eclipse are interesting, especially when they come in Libra, you guys. So the energies are marking an ending and a beginning. So closure and celebration. Okay, the message for the Libra full moon is to find a balance. Okay, what does that mean? That means to balance your needs and what you do for others. If you're in crisis mode, to find the right kind of help, not to be codependent, but co-creative with other people. Okay, so finding those balances for those things. With that message for this full moon, that's finding a balance between things you need to let go of and things that you need to be keeping, in finding those new opportunities and choosing wisely on which ones that you want to accept. Okay? Good stones at this time are going to be lapis lazuli for balance and harmony, rose quartz for opening up your heart chakra, and tiger's eye for protection. You can also use amethyst for healing if you're doing meditation work. Okay, herbs at this time are going to be beech, thyme, or ginger. Scents are going to be chamomile, lavender, and bergamot. All right. Spirit, what can we tell Taurus? What's the message that Taurus needs to hear about finding a balance? What is the message for Taurus? What is the message for Taurus for the full moon in Libra? What is the... Ooh. All right, Temperance reverse. Some of you might be struggling with your tempers during this time or struggling to find the balance. Like, that message may resonate pretty hard with the majority of you. A lot of you are really struggling to feel like you're not standing on one foot trying to juggle right now. Some of you may be juggling a lot of things, like juggling like personal versus business, or kids versus work, or time versus sleep, or you may be just really struggling to find like a good routine as well. Some of you, especially if you're having health issues, you might be like struggling to get enough sleep to feel better and still go to work. Yeah, the Hanged Man reversed here. That's indicating with the present energy. So a lot of you are gaining perspectives, but they may not be the perspectives that are actually going to help you, because following that is the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, so be careful that you're not snapping at people or being too like caught up in your ways, too stubborn. You have to find the balance. Like, it's okay to grow. It's okay to acknowledge that there's things that are different than what you perceived them before. It's okay to change your opinion, or it's okay to kind of switch lanes on some things. But it's definitely not okay for the allowance of people to hurt you or to take more from you than you anticipated them taking or allowing them to take. Because at this point we have two cups and they're both higher arcana and they're both reversed. So I'm pretty concerned about your emotional welfare at this point, Taurus. I think that your balance is going to come from your emotional space. All right, let's clarify. What's the Hanged Man? What's the Hanged Man? How interesting. Mars, changing your perspective on how you need to speak to people, your awareness, your strategy may have changed. Some of you might have experienced some deception and you may be being more vigilant at this time. You might be being more truthful about how you express your emotions to people, and that on one hand it does create growth, but it can also send other people into an upheaval, because if they're used to dealing you within one energetic space and you're starting to express yourself a little differently because your perspective has changed, you need to make sure that you're using your discernment. There's a time and a place for everything, and there's no such thing as coincidence. So if you run into a point where you feel that you should be expressing something, do so. There's also a level of patience that's going to be required at this time. Because even though you're changing your view on something or changing your perspective on how something should be, it's going to take time for that to come full picture for you. Patience and planning, I think, are going to be like being strategic about things is going to be very important at this time. Getting your ducks in a row before you decide to drop the cup. That I feel like emotionally someone's taken from this cup. It's empty at this point. So what is the point to keeping a hold of it? Is kind of the energy that I'm getting. I feel like a lot of you have been patient. A lot of you have been vigilant. You've been truthful. You've attempted to use your intuition to feel the energies that surround you. And a lot of you are coming up empty. Like it's coming up very empty. Like either there's not the emotional space that you thought there was, or someone's taking way too much of your emotional energy. Maybe it has to do with their health. Maybe it has to do with them not being able to manage their own emotions efficiently. Like you could be dealing with someone who has like extreme anxiety, PTSD, bipolar. It's taken a lot from you. Like what was supposed to be a happy new start, new beginning has almost turned into a burden. Could be affecting your patience level with other things that surround your lifestyle. Like maybe you don't have time to plant the flowers you wanted to plant, or grow things the way you want them to grow. Like you could be missing time with your kids, working too many hours. Maybe you like wanted to watch a sunset or a sunrise and weren't able to do it. Some sort of astrological event, and you just couldn't get time to do so. Oh my goodness. Can I get one more? What is this game over? What is this game over? Yeah. The games are over. You're starting to take better care of yourself. That's going to be your key at this point, because once this energy comes in and starts take, like you only have so much energy to give, including to yourself and to others around you. Maybe some of you haven't got like the downtime to like debrief. Maybe you're not getting the game time that you wanted. Or like some of you may have missed like events that you wanted to go to or to see. You're not taking care of yourself like you used to. That's a pretty intense energy. Yeah, you have to decide. You can decide whether you're happy with this or you're not. You can't let other people come in and decide that for you. Like making your happiness based on someone else's fulfillment it's never gonna work. Like you have to be fulfilled too. And that's just how it is. There has to be a balance. Yeah. Some of you need to pay attention to where your Venus is. That is the planet of love and pleasure. For those of you who do not know, your Venus placements could be really important to you at this time. You got Hagalas reversed, okay? So there is no uncontrolled forces. Like how you're looking at things like, oh, well, that just is how it is. No, that's really not. There is nothing noble in being superior to fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. Are you better today than you were yesterday? Take comfort in that. Take comfort in knowing that you're still growing, that you're still doing your best to make better choices. You're still finding your balance, finding your path, finding your way. And if there's things that are coming up that are deceptive, that are causing an imbalance, that is a problem. Like they're not just happening just because. They're happening because they need a conclusion. They need an answer. They need a choice. I feel like for someone this has to do with unprotected sex in some way, shape, or form. Like I don't see anything that has to do with like maternal or paternal energy at this point. Like, but there's something to do with like unprotected pleasures. Like someone is indulging in taboos or doing things that they know at this point they should not be doing. Take that with a grain of salt. That may not apply for everybody, but it is here. I don't think that there's a full on ending to things. I think this is just the point where someone needs to check their manifestations and pivot as needed. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change how you interpret things. It's okay to decide, you know what, I thought that was going to be okay before, but I'm really not okay with that. And this is why. It's okay to say that. It's okay to be strategic. It's okay to be truthful. But you have to decide whether you're going to continue to keep depleting yourself or if you're going to flip the script and start taking care of you too. You have to find that balance between helping yourself and helping others. You have needs too. Your advice is to decide for yourself. Your advice is to go towards things that are loving, things that are pleasurable, to avoid things that move with chaos, that are uncontrolled, to not bend for everybody's will to take care of you. That is your advice. All right, those are the messages that I have for you, Taurus. If they resonate, please do hit the like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to comment, please feel free to do so. If you want a personal reading, my information is in the description box below the video. And with that, I will wish you all lots of love and light.